Hey, it's good old Grief here. A little bit of a different setting. Today I'm just going to review J. Cole's new song, Snow on the Bluff. For those who don't know, J. Cole just released it. I don't know what it's about, but I guess we'll see. So, off the beginning, guys, like the instrumental a lot, but we'll see. This is not going to be an easy review. Um, I need to hear more to actually understand his footing. I'm just gonna let it play for a little bit longer. Okay, he's definitely hitting on some points there, but I think that it's gonna be super controversial. He's talking about, a perspective of him talking to a girl and this girl's woke and he isn't, and he's basically being attacked for not aligning with her values, but he feels that her values are ones that don't promote the African American community, but rather keep it down. Um, Personally, as white boy, I don't think I could really comment too much on the racial side of things, at least their perspectives. But I see where they're coming from in terms of the Black Lives Matter movement. While it's very well doing, a lot of it can actually suppress the real people that need help, right? I'm just going to let it continue before I give my full thoughts. Woo. Okay, lots of stuff to talk about. He's right. I mean, personally, I think he's right that he he's coming from a perspective of, is this actually doing something, right? Is this actually going to accomplish something in the end, or am I just protesting for the sake of protesting and because it looks good to protest? He feels like a lot of people are just out there to protest, but aren't actually there for the reasons, right? And don't actually want to accomplish anything. That's a really. Mm. I understand where he's coming from one point, and obviously J. Cole has been a vocal activist in the community for a while now. And I guess he feels like, there's so much more for him to do. He's just a snow on the bluff right now. He's not really accomplishing anything. And I don't think that's to say that the protests aren't, for a valid cause, because they, of course, are. But when you come out and when you have these riots, it softens the actual root like area of the protest, right? it makes it seem like you're not protesting for the cause, but you're protesting so you could get a personal gain out of it. He's coming from a perspective that's like, no, I'm actually going to do something about it and I want to make a change. I just don't want to be sitting back or just going to a protest because, in his opinion, clearly, he doesn't feel like it does anything. All right, so it was only one verse, but it was definitely dense. Talked about a lot of themes of, what are we really getting done? I think that's what he wants. If anything, when I hope someone listens to this, I hope that they get the feeling that J. Cole actually wants to do something. He touched on a couple of good points. Like a lot of the people you see out here protesting are actually the ones privileged enough to protest. Um, a lot of the, like left wingers, it happens that they come from a background where they've been able to express their thoughts eloquently and control themselves to protest in a peaceful way. But while I think the protests are important for them, I think it's also important to realize that for those people, there's also a whole other side of people that don't have the privilege to go out and protest, right? They have to constantly work. They have to provide for their family because these people are already hampered by COVID-19 and they either can't eloquently broadcast their message or they're not able to broadcast their message. Snow on the Bluff, J. Cole. If you enjoyed this, like, subscribe. If you have any comments on the song, let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys around. Thanks.